Hello everybody, welcome back. I was able to receive an advanced screening link to the brand new film Judas and the Black Messiah, directed by Shaka King. The film tells the story of an FBI informant, William O'Neill, played by Lakeith Stanfield, and his journey of infiltrating the Black Panther Party based in Chicago, getting close and trying to get as much information as he can on the party's chairman, Fred Hampton, played by Daniel Kaluuya. The film is based off a true story, based off real events that the film occurs, and I think this film is beyond wonderful. I think the story is very important and held together spectacularly well with, honestly, career best performances from almost everybody, especially Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield, with the two performing their characters so magnificently well during at certain moments I just didn't really see them. I saw them as the person. They were able to hold so much attention, charisma, and energy and emotion to their roles that, honestly, I think that this film should be nominated in many categories simply due to its acting. While the story is very simple in terms of rat and the gang sort of thing, it definitely excels and tells a different story that isn't something similar to like a gangster crime flick. It just tells the story of this man, how he goes in too deep with this organization and follows through with their beliefs that by the time something occurs, it's quite heartbreaking and wrenching. The story is absolutely outstanding, paced together spectacularly well to where I never once felt bored nor disengaged throughout its entire runtime. Something else that is noteworthy is how great the film looks and is edited. The intersplicing of events, the way the series unfolds, and the way everything is just really placed together, the smooth transitions, with the exception of maybe like 3 scenes that feel a little bit out of the place of how it's supposed to be placed, it's still very well constructed and very engaging, that holds together very well and strikes you from the very beginning to the very end. As well as its visual style, the visuals look very good, and even though it is very dark and bleak, it really does add to the themes and ideas that the film is trying to present. I feel like my only negatives are there's some character moments that I feel a little too quick, there's some characters that are late introduced or barely introduced, and as well as Martin Sheen, who's pretty solid in the movie, but I feel like he's a little bit over the top as J. Edgar Hoover. Some of the music's just a little bit out of place. It doesn't happen too often, but what it does, some of the actual score to the film is like a little bad. But really, those are my only negatives about the film. I think the film is very fantastic, terrifically acted, holds your attention, tells an important story, tells it very well, and just ends in a very heartbreaking and really disheartening way that just sticks with you. I'm still thinking about this ending all the way until Sunday, 3 days after I watched it. It's so good and so heartbreaking that just sticks with you. So yeah, this is a very fantastic film with great performances, great look, great story, and great ideas, and a terrific message that's presented that I highly recommend you check out. It should be out on HBO Max on February 12th, I think Friday as I'm recording this. So yeah, give it a watch and check it out whenever you can. Judas and the Black Messiah deserves a very fantastic 8 out of 10, and probably soon a 9 out of 10. Might as well talk about the little things since we're talking about HBO Max. This is the new film written and directed by John Lee Hancock and stars Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. The film is essentially about Denzel and Rami just trying to find a mysterious serial killer who keeps taking people left and right in Los Angeles, I think it is. I think the atmosphere is okay, some of the score is adequate, and Denzel is occasionally interesting here and there, with Jared Leto being okay. But really that's like about it. Other than some of the visuals, some okay performances, there's nothing else really to this movie that's particularly good. I watched this movie last night and I'm just kind of struggling to remember much of anything. I would say the pace is very boring, it's very slow, very boring, and it doesn't feel like a natural build-up or like adding on to anything. It's just very slow just for the sake of being slow. The editing is pretty bad throughout most scenes, notably with its terrible continuity shots, but also there's a lot of just weird scenes where like characters will talk, but then they'll talk like right as the person's talking.
You drive to LA and bring back the bloodstained boots. She IDs them, and the judge sets a trial date.
The blood, they definitely ran the ABO on the blood.
That's correct.
I mean, this is a DA problem, Captain.
It's very weird editing, and as well as it being the editing adding on to the slow pace that doesn't feel gradual or grand. And I'm not even kidding, there are many scenes in this movie that are edited so quick and so fast, almost like the Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not nearly as bad, but it's like almost to that point. And the score is very bland and very just like out of focus. Like, the Thomas Newman is a solid composer, but a lot of the tracks in this don't really fit with it, and then they'll introduce new instruments that aren't really introduced and don't really fit with the particular scene. It's very weird and very bland. And it comes with another just really unsatisfying ending that just kind of leaves the viewer confused. It was very boring, very bland. I guess I don't have too much to say about this one. I thought I might as well have talked about it. But other than that, there's nothing to this movie. I will never watch it again. I don't really recommend it to anybody. But if you do, just be prepared for Bleh, the movie. And yeah, The Little Things deserves a very fantastic 4 out of 10 and maybe 3 out of 10. I don't know. Bye.